This topic really must be too hot for the internet. It really must be. We're not talking about politics. We're not talking about anything. But if you talk about sex, you can't get in there. My screen disappeared again. Don't know why. Even my engineer is saying that people are inboxing her also saying what's going on. I have no idea because I'm just sitting here and we're live and screen just said could not continue live broadcast. Why can't we continue the live broadcast? I have no idea because we're just talking. So I don't know if it's keywords that Meta or anything is trying to now say you can't do. I don't know. I don't know. But I thank you guys for staying in there with me, hanging in there with me because it's just cutting off. And I don't know why. We're just talking and maybe there are keywords when you go live. Stop saying that word. Maybe that's why. I will say the S word. Okay, so we'll say we have to think of one. So you can't say intercourse. Is that another word for it? I mean, I know it's another word for it, but I'm just saying, is that going to be the safe word for it? Because and we were doing fine. You guys, we were doing fine live. Then all of a sudden, as soon as we start getting good to the meat and potatoes of the conversation, it don't want to let us be great. Yeah, it don't want to let us be great. I don't know what's going on. It just went away. Hey, Coco. Yeah, they don't want us to be great. They really don't want us to be great. Because I'm sitting here going, what could it be that we're talking about? You know, and it should be free speech. As you know, we don't have that. Or they're trying to take it away. But now all of a sudden we can't talk about that. We can talk about relationships. But when it comes to length and girth, we can't talk about that. I'm just waiting to see what happens if I just say we're talking about sex or bad sex. I'm going to see if it cuts off again. This is a test because conversation was getting good. And that's all we're doing is talking. There is a such thing as bad sex. There's a such thing as, good sex. There's a such thing as, I'm just trying to see being sexually compatible, using handcuffs, being kinky. I'm just using keywords to see what's going to pick up on this on Facebook and see if it's going to cut me off again, because I truly believe that is the conversation. It is the words or something, because all of a sudden we can't say anything without it cutting off. I think Will had was making his point when he was coming on here, and he just sent me a text message saying it won't let us be great. Unfortunately, I can't read the text message because it's going to cut you guys off. But here on today's conversation with Cookie B, we're just talking about bad sex. Is there a such thing as bad sex? And there is. There's a such thing as bad sex. And what may be bad to you may not be bad to her or him. Sometimes it could be there's no connection. And that was the definition that I read off earlier. Sometimes maybe the connection is off. Sometimes, that there's no, what do you call it? No butterflies, no, nothing that drawing you to them. So maybe that just makes the rest of your body say, nah, I don't want that. Maybe that's what,
you've got a text message.
Maybe that's what the rest of your body says. No, we don't want that. So it's a wonder, because I know that these conversations I've been having with a couple of my girlfriends, and we just talked about it. Now, Will, excuse me, before he got disconnected, we were saying too, when you get with your girlfriends and we have these conversations, these intimate conversations or intimate moments that we may have, and you're thinking about it, we can usually tell our girlfriends the truth. Like, girl, don't waste your time. There's no way to signal that to the next person that he gets with, and not that you want to tell it anyway, because like I said, to each his own. Maybe what's good for you wasn't good for him, or maybe what's good for him wasn't good for her, or anything like that. But it comes to a point where there are some times where, it's out there. Excuse me, let me just say, we've just put it out there. There is bad sex. Bad sex, you just don't go, there's bad intimacy. So then you just don't go back. You just don't go back. Now, Calvin, I think you just put something up on my screen. Oh, you said happy birthday, young lady. Man, what happened? Oh, I think my thing is kicking back. I don't know what it's doing, but I'm not even gonna worry about it. But we're gonna talk about we're gonna call them intimate moments. So now there is a such thing as, that. Also, there are some men. I wanted the men to chime in because I know men can say, man, that wasn't worth it. That wasn't good. I know women, because we are receiving you internally, we can judge differently. We can judge a lot differently. But when it comes to men, like my girlfriend, like I said, Kat used to say, it just want to get soft. It just want to find someone. And as Will said before he signed off, men will get to their point one way or another. Now, I had one of those questions too, because if you say that your friend, like you and your significant other, were intimate, and let's just say he couldn't get to that point, and then you realize that he's in the bathroom getting himself there, are you offended? Are you offended? I will repeat that question. So you and your partner or significant other decide to be intimate. While you're being intimate, you realize that he's not getting there. You've gotten there, but he hasn't. So since he hasn't, he decides to go to the bathroom and get himself there, get there on his own. Ladies, are you offended? Are you offended that he took it upon himself to do it? I'm waiting on the answer to that question. Hello? Can you hear me? Hello? Nobody's putting nothing in the comments? I would be offended and inadequate. Hey, TT. Brenda says she wouldn't be offended. I'm just asking. I'm going to repeat the question, and you just let me know. You and your partner have been intimate. You've gotten to your destination, but he hasn't. So he just takes it upon himself to go to the bathroom and finish up himself. Are you offended? Now, a lot of you saying I would be offended. Brenda says no. TT says no. Coco says I would be curious as to why. Now, I have heard that there are some men that it takes a while to get them there. They get overly excited or something like that. But I would ask questions because I would be like, The diver says, nope, not offended. I'm going to do some magic tricks on his ass. Come on, girl. That's right. Coco says, let's communicate what is not satisfying him. That is correct. Hey, Shantae, come on in here. What is it? So we're talking about today on this episode of Conversation with Cookie B, we're talking about bad sex. Lee D'Lo says, okay. If he got me there, no. D'Lo, that's selfish. D'Lo, you can't do that. You can't do that. So I'm asking the question. I'm asking this question. Your significant other, you and him have gotten together. He got you there, but he still ain't reached his destination. What do you do? But then he decides, well, I'll just go do it myself. So you hear him in the bathroom and you wondering what he's doing and what's taking so long because he got to do it himself. A lot of you ladies said, not offended. Not offended. I think I kind of would be offended because I would be like, okay, so what's wrong? In my mind, I'd be thinking, what was you doing before you got here? Did you, because if it's taking you that long to get to this destination, you must have just did. That's what I would be thinking. And I could be wrong. I could be wrong because maybe you didn't just get through doing it. Or maybe, you just one of them people that, just hard to, like women, you just hard to reach that happy place. It's just hard for you to reach that happy place. So I would wonder why. Now, let me ask you another question pertaining to this. Now, let's say that it's vice versa. Let's say you get somebody who decided to get to the destination before you. And I know that happens with a lot of women. So let's say he gets to his destination a little too quick. Way faster than you would have thought. What do? What do you do, ladies? Let's say he gets to his destination way faster than you. And you just left there hanging. And he just, okay. Do you let him know, ladies? Do you tell him? Do you say, what about me? Do you ask him, was it that good that you know? Or do you just don't do it with it no more? Do it with him no more. Do you just say, I ain't gonna do that no more? Well, Tay says, well, instead of going to the bathroom, let me help you get to your destination. Let me watch you do it. Whoo, hey, turn him on, girl. D-Lo says, if he put the work in, if he put the work in, I would not be offended as I smoke my cigarette. I would ask him to find out if there is more that I could do. All right. The diver says, sit on his face and ride. When I tell y'all keep it real, y'all keep it real. Kelly says, yes, I would tell him and find him something else to do. That's right. Coco says, well, let's just say maybe he got too excited. But on the second round, it better be a different story. All right. Brenda says, girl, shut up. I'm going to be pissed off. And I'm going to ask him, what the hell? It will be the last time, boo. Okay. Shantae says, well, now he's about to watch me. Please help myself. I'm sorry. Now he is about to watch me please myself. Then he can help. Okay. Mark says, a friend asked me, is that it? I said, the circus is closed. Well, dang. Well, I'll be dang. I'm just saying, the roles can be reversed because sometimes, women, we are the creatures that it says, we take the longest to have those, to get to our happy places. And men, there's some men who are like that. There's some men that don't get to that happy place fast. It takes them a while. And I believe it's more mind over matter. And that's just me, but I ain't going to be in grown folks' business. But that's just a question. What do you do? A lot of you guys, women, you women are being very, 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 very comforting. You say, you know what, baby? Let me help you. Let me get to that point. Let me help you get to that point. I want you to help me get to that point. Laughing out loud, y'all, cha-cha. Yeah. I would just ask, because now the biggest thing that we're doing right now when it comes to bad sex and we get into that happy place or whatever, we're not communicating. That's all that it boils down to. You, as a woman, some women, we're exploring, because I have a friend who, at this age, this is her first time ever reaching her happy place internally. If you know what I'm talking about. So he hit the G spot. This is her first time having an internal orgasm. Usually, us women, we creatures, but sometimes we don't get there internally. And at this age, she met the right man who helped her internally have, reach her happy place. And I told her that's good, because then in our lives, at this point in our lives, we will be thinking, because there are some women who are out here, active and have never reached their happy place. And my question would be, well, what do you be doing? Some women say it just feel good. So they don't have to reach that happy place as long as he does. As long as he reaches his, sometimes that's the joy that they get, seeing him satisfied. Now, Shantae says everyone has off days. We're getting older and something may be on their mind. You are 100% correct. At this point in our lives and at this age, we are at a point where we need to communicate on everything. We need to communicate. Hold on, y'all, one moment, because I'm seeing a glare on my thing, and I think that's when I did my computer. There we go. We should be able to talk about anything when it comes to us pleasing our partner. Like I said, I'm getting to a point in my life where I'm just like, I'm gonna have to stop and frisk. I'm gonna have to say, let me see it. Let me look at it. Let me examine it first before we do anything. Because going in blindly, I've been disappointed. I must say, twice I've been disappointed. And that's what led to my celibacy, because I just thought it wasn't worried about that. Mark says, I got tired and got pissed on. Oh, I got tired of getting pissed on. Yeah, that can be a good part too, because sex is a major part of our lives. We are intimate creatures. We are creatures that are, it's part of our nature. But then we have a lot of times nowadays, especially with videos and women being sexualized on different platforms, where people are just taking advantage, or people are just not taking sex seriously, because it is an intimate part of our being. It's an intimate part of a relationship. It's something that two people share, and it should not be taken lightly. But sex has become too casual. Sex has become something that is just, are we doing it willy-nilly and stuff like that? And I think we all need to be more careful. We need to show this to our next generation also, that you need to, especially the girls, you need to treasure your body more. You need to know that you hold the power of the cookie. So, and even with the men, there are some ladies who do role reversal. Yeah, girl, I'm just going to hit that and hit that. Some women have egos that big too, where they're just out here having sex, especially unprotected. And we don't need to do that. The body is divinely and uniquely made. And I hope that each one of us explores that and learns that, because we too old to be out here just fucking. Seriously, we really are. I just want to let you guys know this is it's fine. We coming up on that time. If you're a squirter, we can't lie in my bed. Oh, you know what? Now let me say that, Mark. There are some women who out there that's like that, and that becomes an issue. And I had a friend who was telling me that this girl he was with, that was an issue. He said, but he learned to just get the towel, but then it became exciting for him, because he knew when he got her there, it was over. Like, yeah, he done his job. TT says, real talk though. If I thought something was wrong, I would ask him, are you okay? Some men can't get it up because of whatever, but I would think he's been out there already and got it in. So I hope not, but you never know. You never know. Mar Godiva says, get you some plastic covers. Get you some plastic covers. That's what you need to do. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're coming up on the end of our time. Today's topic has been very interesting. I want to thank you guys for hanging in there with me, because I was just sitting here and all of a sudden it just went out. Throughout my technical difficulties, sticking in there. Dolores says, I read an article that stated most young men protect their phones more than their bodies. That is correct. Shantae says, you better get a shower curtain. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love when you guys come on here and truth. This is real talk. Real talk. And, I'm here for it. So once again, this has been this episode of Conversations with Cookie B. We're going to continue this on Tuesday. And I want to thank you guys for the birthday wishes. Thank you guys for tuning in every Tuesday and Thursday at 5 p.m. Don't forget to tell a friend. It's time for an in-person conversation. You are correct. I am trying to get it set up so we can do some in-person conversations. A lot of people, when I say, hey, let's come on and talk, a lot of people back out. And I'm not mad at you or anything like that. Don't get me wrong. But a lot of you people, I enjoy what you have to say and what you bring to the table. So I want to share it with others. And that's why I always say, hey, I want you to go live, because you're spitting good knowledge and I want you to share it. And then people get shy or they get camera shy, and that's okay. But I want you guys to have a wonderful weekend. This has been this episode of Conversation with Cookie B. Y'all, life is too short to be having bad sex. If it ain't your fault, that's okay. But seek happiness overall. I love you guys. Thank you. Mwah, 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 mwah. Yes, it is time for a Crown Royal crescendo. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Once again, that'll be June 2nd. Once again, this has been this episode of Conversation with Cookie B. I love you guys. See you on Tuesday. Don't forget to tell a friend. Bye-bye. Have a good weekend.